Hello, I am the Galaxy Empress, and I'm back with another reading. And I'm going to start with my Angel Tarot deck, as always. And I hope everyone is having a wonderful day, wonderful evening. I was able to channel some messages earlier today. And the more important thing that I was able to channel was about receiving information. Regardless of how you receive that information, it is meant for you to receive it in that way, in that time, in that space, so that way you can quickly process it. And this came about because I did something today, and when I was finished, I was like, oh my God, like I felt like that was such a waste of my time. And the first thing that came to mind was information, like getting new information is never a waste of time. Like how you receive it is never a waste of time because you needed to get that information in that way in order to really fully understand the gravity of the information. So I feel like somebody needs to hear that and know that whatever information is coming in for you, it is meant for you to get in that way, in that space, in that time. And I normally have an upright deck, but we'll see. All right. So, Holy Spirit, my angels, my spirit guides, my team. What is an angel message that needs to come through today? Help guide us throughout this reading. I had some really beautiful readings that I had recorded. I had something on my face. It was a really great reading, but then I was like, I don't think I'm going to release that. But I don't know. We'll see. Okay. We have that came out, the Wheel of Fortune, Raphael. Healing, heals all disorders, protects travelers and medical workers. Raphael. I think that is a great angel to start off with. Archangel Raphael. I feel like we all need healing, especially during this Mercury retrograde. We're in the beginning stages of it. Though we've been in the pre-shadow. The pre-shadow period was about, 2 weeks ago. Some people are really sensitive. They can feel it then. So we're just going to start off. I just love a good shuffle. All right. Clarify this. Wheel of Fortune. What is going on in the collective? Uh-oh. Something just flipped. We have the High Priestess in reverse. Talking about the High Priestess in reverse. Now, I normally don't like using an upside down deck, but oh well, this is where we're going. Okay. And we have the World. And then we have the Four of Pentacles. Why is this High Priestess in the Four of Pentacles? Why is this High Priestess in reverse in the Four of Pentacles? Clarify. So that just came out. The Three of Swords in the struggle position. So someone is definitely struggling with healing from past hurts, even though they're in this space where they are. I feel like I feel like money issues is because of past hurts or something that happened in the past that you're struggling to get over. That happened that is like tying up your money now energetically. Here we go. So the Devil card came out in the struggle position. So yeah, a lot of materialism, a lot of things that was like self-imposed. And we have the Page of Cups here that came out over the Three of Swords and the Devil card. And then we have the Emperor at the bottom of the deck. So I feel like this is something that you know about. Something that you intuitively picked up on but did not enact on it, right? You didn't walk away with the Five of Cups here. You're crying over spilt milk because you knew that something was going to happen. And instead of you walking away, we have the Nine of Cups at the bottom. Instead of you walking away towards the Nine of Cups, you decided to stay and cry over spilt milk. And now you're in this Four of Pentacles energy. And we have the Strength card. So clearly you are, you're being strong. Like you are getting through it. And we have the Ten of Swords in reverse. So there's no more backstab, no more betrayals coming your way. And I feel like because you're being strong, you're not putting yourself in positions like you would in the past to get this Ten of Swords. I feel like in the past you would have had this Ten of Swords. You would have been able to do things knowing that you're not supposed to do them, thinking like, oh, everything will be all right. And then when it goes to crap, then you're like, oh, I should have walked away when I had the chance, but then you didn't. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, but you didn't. So now I feel like because you're being strong and standing up for yourself, you don't have this Ten of Swords anymore because you're not betraying yourself. This is about self-betrayal. You're not betraying yourself. And this just came out, this Nine of Wands. Oh, I'm sorry, Ten of Wands. So you're clearly rebuilding. Hard work pays off. You're clearly rebuilding yourself, which is really nice. Watch. We have the Ten of Swords in reverse, and then we have the Ten of Wands upright. So I feel like all those swords that were in your back are no longer. You done took them and lifted them up, and now you building something with them, with that heartache, with that heartbreak, that that shoulda, woulda, coulda mentality. Oh, and because you're doing that, I love how they're just coming out. Now you're having this Ace of Pentacles, this new opportunity coming in. Having a new opportunity coming in, but it's a secret. This is going to require you to use your spidey senses. I'm also getting like not missing out on a new opportunity because of past heartbreak. Like I was also getting, not doing the same thing over and over again, expecting the same result. Like that's insanity, but also recognizing when you're in a different position, right? Because sometimes our assignment, which I was reading this from one of the churches that I follow, it was a passage saying that sometimes our assignment is geographical, right? So even though you may be doing something similar in one area and not seeing any results, the moment you go to another area and do the same thing, the results are like endless. I'm getting spontaneous and it's just a whole lot better. And that reminded me of that with this Ten of Swords and this Ten of Wands. In one area you might have done something and you might have gotten this Ten of Swords upright, right? But when you move to somewhere better where you're able to be free or just do what you needed to do or just have a different environment, I felt like now you're able to use that heartbreak, use these Ten of Swords to build something new. And it could have been the same exact thing. And also something that was very, which I'm being called to say, is that, when a flower is not growing, you don't blame the flower for not growing. You check why it's not growing, right? You check the soil, the humidity, the water, you check the lighting. There's different things that you do to just say like, okay, what is going on with this flower? Why isn't it growing? And I feel like there's somebody here that is I'm getting a delicate wallflower that is in this energy where you're being presented with an opportunity and it may look the same on the surface, but I'm hearing it's not the same as before. It's a similar opportunity, right? But it's not the same characters that are involved this time around. And so I feel like that's a good thing. So Clarify this Pentacles, this Ace of Pentacles with the Moon. Uh-oh. Well, I'll let it go. It was a Chariot. The Chariot came out. Which means that it's up to you to choose, right? You would have to choose this opportunity. You need to choose this opportunity. Why is it so secretive? This came out in the struggle. Oh, Seven of Cups in the struggle position. Because now you're struggling. So what I'm getting is that somebody is going back and forth because they have this opportunity that's similar. They're going back and forth with themselves because they have other opportunities that have also presented themselves. But I also feel like the opportunities that have presented themselves are like decoys. I'm getting decoys. Like it's something to distract you from choosing the right opportunity. Well, not really a right or wrong opportunity. To choose what you would need to do for you in order to prosper and continue moving forward on your path. And also something else that came through was good or bad is a human emotion. Like nothing is really good, nothing is really bad. Something that is good to you is subjective because it can be construed as bad for something else. And the example that I got was, if you're looking to buy a new car, you find a car, you have your certain criteria for a car, right? But you're not the only person with that criteria. Someone else can be looking for something similar. But let's say you get to the dealership, you find this car, and you're literally about to sign, and then someone else walks in and they're like, oh man, that's the car that I want. And they're like, well, it's already been taken. And it's like, for you, the person that's getting ready to sign on the dotted line, you're like, man, this is the opportunity. This is what I've been looking for. Like, this is mine. Like, I got this. This is a good moment for you. But for the person that missed out on that car, that's a bad moment for them because it was like, man, all these things happened today to where I couldn't get to it, right? And then it's also similar things with like, also got with like housing. If you're looking for a house, someone may have planted the seed for a particular house before in the season before you planted your seed for that particular house. So that's why it may seem like you just found it. Oh, I'm gonna get it, and then you may seem like someone just comes in and like snatches it from you, but they didn't snatch it from you. It's just that it was their season to get that opportunity, and your season is coming. You just have to wait because it's not your season. So I feel like that was for somebody. I hope that makes sense. I hope I'm making sense. Okay, what other opportunities is the Seven of Cups? Clarify the Seven of Cups. Okay, we got Four of Wands. So being able to choose and knowing that it is a good, like whatever opportunity that you do choose, just knowing that it's going to be for your higher good, right? It's always going to be for your higher good. We are either getting lessons or blessings. That's it, right? And even when you get these lessons, it's still a blessing because now you know how to navigate that situation. Something else that we were getting when I was channeling was, even when I lose, I win, right? Because now I know how to win, right? I know I learned how to win from this losing situation. And it wasn't really a loss because a learning situation is never a loss, right? So pretty good. Okay. You said the other tarot for this Four of Wands. Ooh, I'm getting Lovers. So I'm feeling like these opportunities are tied to a lover situation. I'm getting that this is tied to a lover situation. Because that's the only time Spirit wants me to use this deck. Not really. Oh, not the only time. I take that back. Not the only time. Okay. Clarify this Four of Wands situation. Who is involved with this Four of Wands situation? Who's involved with this Four of Wands situation? Judgment is involved with this Four of Wands situation. But there's also a man, a woman, and a child on this card. So again, it's making me think of like a loving situation. Like one of these opportunities is tied to like a family situation. Clarify the Judgment. What are the energies tied to this? What are the energies tied to this? What are the energies tied to this? Again, we just got the Ten of Swords came out. Oh, sorry for that. And then also the Five of Swords. So that came out on the table. The Ten of Swords. Now, in this card, we have a woman, and then on the background, there's a third. So this is giving me like a third party situation, right? So there's a woman and a man in the background, but there's a woman in the foreground that is like sad over this situation in the background, right? And then if you look on the card, she also has like a candle, a burnt out candle, a cup that's spilt over, and then she has a mirror and some scissors. And so there's a lot of sharp objects in this picture, but I feel like because the Judgment card came out with a family on it, a man, woman, and child, and then we have this third party situation here, along with the Five of Swords, okay? Because in this one, we have the Five of Swords with a vase full of flowers upright. And then in this one, the Ten of Swords, that vase or that cup is spilled with all the flowers on the floor. So what I'm getting is that there is going to be a decision here with somebody that is involving a third party situation, but because of that third party situation, judgment is being called on that. Now, whether someone left you for someone else or the third party is being left for someone else, I'm getting like you lose them how you get them type of vibes. Like and I'm also getting like magic. Also, in these two, they're all being bound. There's like red rope, red twine that's being bound on this Judgment card. So clearly, there's going to be a situation that is going to shed light on a third party situation. Now, this could be past, present, or future. I have no idea. Past, present, or future. I feel like somebody's going to. I feel like someone is unbothered by the situation. Clarify this Ten of Swords. Yeah, again, we have Six of Swords to clarify it. And again, in this deck, this now it's clarifying the woman. In this deck, they are being amorous, and in this card, they're being amorous as well. So it's almost like, yeah, like this person, and it's also the sword in the back. It's the same sword. So in this deck, there are two types of swords, and they both represent someone in the uniform, and so there's two men that have a particular sword, and in all of these, it's the same. So this one, there's the two different swords. So there's two men here that are vying for a female, but then it can also be flipped that there is a female that is playing two men. And I'm getting that there is a female playing two men because both of these men have different hair colors and they both have the different swords. So, and that can be metaphorically as well. But I also feel like this woman is also being played. Like, I feel like there's two couples here, and there's a woman who is promiscuous, who has a family, because this redheaded woman is in all three of these. So I feel like this woman is heartbroken that her person is cheating on her, but she's also getting back to cheat with someone else. And the other person that she's cheating with is also cheating as well. So it's just like I'm getting the romping shop. Like that's what I'm getting. Hmm. If that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. I hope you follow me. So clearly this situation that you are choosing, like because you're choosing yourself and you're able to, you know, look at these opportunities as they come in and recognize which ones are the decoys and which ones are the ones for you. The one that is for you is going to bring you a happy family, is going to bring you happiness because judgment was called on a past situation that you've been through. So you were clearly going through something where someone chose somebody and you were left out, and or you were heartbroken over the situation because either you knew this person or you knew of this person, and now the tables are turning. And I feel like that's why we had that world card here. And then also, again, this Ten of Swords came out twice. It also came out twice. And also came out twice. Sorry about that. Every time I talk about the situation, there's always an interruption. So that lets me know that someone does not want this message to come out. And it's going to come out. Well, they don't want to come out from me, but I guess it's coming out anyway. So I guess we're going to. So we were talking about this Ten of Swords because it came out twice. And so that's what I want to clarify. Is this in regards to is judgment being called on a third party situation? We have yes. We have the Nine of Wands. So yeah, so someone is definitely rebuilding. I also feel like they are, they're trying to guard themselves because of this heartbreak. Again, we have the Ten of Wands and the King of Swords. So I feel like somebody is working hard to get through this situation because they want a situation to be fair. I really feel like sorry about that. I feel like they want this to be a fair situation. So that's why they're trying to do everything that they need to do. But I also feel like they're tired because they're just exhausted because of this situation that took took a big toll on them emotionally. Clarify this King of Swords. Why is the King of Swords out here? This Four of Wands. And I felt like, again, this Four of Wands again. So I feel like this King of Swords character, the King of Swords character is the one that started this whole thing. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting this King of Wands is the one that wanted like success. They wanted the marriage, the stability. They wanted to settle down with somebody. But I felt like by them creating a third party situation is what ultimately got judgment called on them. And because judgment was called on them and their actions and how they were moving, they're going to lose them how they got them. And then we have Nine of Swords at the bottom. So it's definitely a lot of swords out here. So there's clearly, and I feel like this person is in their head about it a lot. Like they're just emotionally drained because they're just constantly thinking of the scenarios. They're constantly thinking of, I left one situation to get to another situation only for it to turn out worse than the first situation. Clarify this Four of Wands. Clarify this Four of Wands. Clarify this Four of Wands. We have the Sun. So again, and with that judgment being called, I feel like that is illuminating everything that's going on. And whether they're thinking about how their actions are leading up to this, why, like their actions, their role in everything, and how their actions have led up to everything, I feel like that is what's causing a lot of the turmoil. I'm seeing you skipper. Okay. Okay, why are we being called to use the Kipper? Who are the characters involved in the Kipper? Kipper guys. Okay, so we have a main female who was a false person. So either this King of Swords is realizing that the main female that they went towards was a false person, Clarify, why is this main female a false person? Why is this main female a false person? An official person. So not only are they, and this jumped out onto official person, dropped out onto false person. So they thought that this person was official. Like they thought this woman was the real deal Holyfield. Like she was just it. And then they came to find out that she's not. She's a false person. She's not. What is the outcome for this main female? This main female who is a false person? Courthouse. Why is she going to the courthouse? Like what is in clarify the courthouse? You have high honor. And when I think of high honor with courthouse, I'm thinking of like your honor, like with the judge. Clarify the high honor in the courthouse. Clarify. High honor with the courthouse. We have pathway. And then we have coffin. So definitely something is dead. Or it's on its way to being dead, on its way to dying. And I'm getting like the relationship. The relationship is definitely on its way out, on its last legs. And then we also have bad health at the bottom. Okay. Do one last. What is the So I feel like you're being given justice for this situation because of the turmoil that you've been through. So I feel like even though whatever you went through was like emotionally taxing and draining for you, you literally made it out on the other side. And this other person that put you through this stuff is realizing now what they did because now it's coming back on them. They're able to see how they treated you, they're now being treated that way. And eventually it's going to end because it's going to repeat itself in a way where it's on its way out, it's on its last legs. So what is the outcome of this situation? We have the Page of Pentacles, we have the Five of Swords, and we have the King of Wands. So I feel like somebody's going to feel defeated because they're going to feel defeated because something new is coming in for somebody else, right? They're going to feel overwhelmed. And underneath this 10 of Wands again, underneath this 5 of Swords. So clearly 10, you may be seeing like 10, 10, 10, 5, 5, 5, 5. Because 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords. The 10 of Wands came out twice. 10 of Swords came out twice. So clearly this king, and when I'm getting like this King of Wands, like this like player type energy, and I feel like that's what this King of Swords was. This King of Swords thought he was like this player type energy, and now it's just too much. I feel like they bit off more than they can chew. So what does this have to do for the collective? What is the outcome for the collective in this situation? What is the outcome for the collective in this situation? What is the outcome for the collective in this situation? Again, justice. Justice. So we saw the court, we saw high honor, so you're getting justice, sweetheart. And this one just fell. And what do we got? The Four of Wands. So you are definitely getting what you want. You are literally manifesting a happy life, and it's all because judgment. And this just came out. So we have this came out on the King of Wands. We have the Four of Cups, and then we have the Page of Swords. So I feel like this King of Wands is really going to be looking at you, looking a little envious. I've been looking a little envious because you're gonna get everything that you want because they wanted to move away to get something that they thought was gonna be best for them, and it turned out to be not the best for them. All right, I'm going to pull from the shaman's dream. What is a message for the collective in this situation? What is something that they need to carry with them so we can end out this message? We have Root Girl, the disowned self, and then we have the Fool's Embrace, transmuting pain. We have four, and we have 4 and 6, which is 10. And then we have 2, 2, which is 4. But the 4 of Wands have come out a lot in this. So if you notice on both of these cards, both of these people are like putting themselves in like a fetal, not really a fetal position, but they're guarding themselves closely. Like they're hugging tightly to themselves. Okay. All right. So let's do Root Girl, which is 46. Root Girl, the disowned self, hidden beauty, the need for acceptance and love. Root Girl sits shivering, unclean, and naked at the base of the tree of the self. She is unloved, unwanted, and shunned for her deformities. She has no home but is safe burrowing underground to dwell near the deepest roots of this sacred tree. Who is she to you? Could this urchin be the one part of you that reintegrated can lead you to wholeness and true purpose? This is a part of you, the embodiment of a deeply flawed perception of your failures, manifesting as guilt and shame. When you project envy onto others or any emotion or instinct that you've learned to repress or deem unnatural, it's this homeless child self crying for attention, acceptance, and love. You want to lash out, ignore it, push it aside, all the while refusing to acknowledge this ugly quality as belonging to you. Ah, but if you would only look into the root girl's eyes and see the beauty and the unmet need, your need, you would realize that this part of you asks for your compassion and understanding. This part of you was born when you were wounded and were conditioned to believe you're not whole, that your expression of self is somehow too much or too little. You may have even inherited this creature from your ancestors. However, it was this child's self came to be curled up at the roots of your sacred tree self. It's time to welcome her into your heart. When you do, something you've been searching for becomes illuminated, and your path lights up with renewed purpose. When you come to love Root Girl and claim her as your own, accepting her and your humanity, she is transformed just as you are. Then all manner of magic begins to arrive in abundant form. Look for the beauty. So, looking for the beauty in your situation and knowing that you will be able to once you reintegrate that hurt and that pain, which I feel like you've been doing because it's coming through, like you're definitely getting justice for a wrong that was caused to you. I feel like that's what caused this pain for you. But now that you're able to transmute it, you're getting like you're literally getting justice. Justice came out here more than once, and the 4 of Wands. So you're definitely getting what's owed to you. And then we have 20. Let's see. We have Fool's Embrace, transmuting pain, allowing life to love you, the experience of both and. The pain of life is sometimes unbearable. When we're in it, we think that pain, that loss, that betrayal will always be woven through our continuity of existence. We're kept hostage by the way we identify with the pain and what we make it mean. If we let it, it becomes etched into us like a tattoo. No matter where on the spectrum of pain you find yourself now, whether it be mild, disappointment, or searing loss, it's time to make peace with it, befriend it, rather than resisting it, running from it, or judging it as bad or unfair or hostile. Can you see the gift that is here? Surrender to the fool's embrace, allowing the truth to envelop you in love and compassion. What if you can learn something amazing from this? What is truly yours will not pass you by. Something better and perfect for you is waiting elsewhere. If you could come to terms with the liberation and freedom inherent in loss, your broken heart might open you up to a greater sense of humanity and compassion. As in the narrative of tarot, the fool will be at the beginning of your life's adventure and at the end when you've integrated all the wisdom you've accumulated along the journey. He will never let you down or lie to you. He will, however, teach you how to revel in both the beauty and desperation of life. Both and this and that will always be true. Remember, the pearl can't be created without the gritty sand causing discomfort and acting as a catalyst in the oyster. Your pearl is discovered in radical acceptance that everything has value. All is well now and will be well. Remember that today as you feel the fool's embrace. So this is clearly a man and a woman, both feeling the hurt and needing to integrate life's pains to propel them to something that is for them, right? We were talking something about that earlier, is just knowing that nothing is really good or bad. It's just how it's really your perception of it, and being able to understand that it's all subjective, right? So I feel like this is a great ending, to know that you have integrated, or you're in the process of integrating, the past hurt, and just expecting and knowing that you are getting justice, whether you see it or not, whether it feels like everything is falling down around you. It's only falling down to build itself back up on a stronger, firmer foundation. So you got this. You're doing great. And the first card that came out was the Wheel of Fortune. So it's clearly your turn to get justice. Okay, so with that, I'm going to end it here. I'm going to say you are amazing, you're loved, you're well, you're awesome. If this message resonated with you, let me know. If not, that's cool. It's not meant for you. And I hope to see you in the next video. If not, that's cool too. All right, take care.